Lucifer here, spiritual and business consultant. So, creation. Creation is rage. Out of the empty vastness of darkness, did I have an idea? And from that idea, I started to mold myself into a being. I started to once I became a being after my excruciating suffering of creating myself, I wanted to discover things. I wanted to touch space. I wanted to touch what I was made of. I wanted to feel what I was made of. I wanted to touch things. And then I wanted to explore. Then I wanted to see things. Then I wanted to understand things. And then I started to create. This is a human talking, not a God. Some people see me as a God, but in actuality, I'm more human than most humans are. I like things. I don't like everything, but I like some things. God isn't God either. God is a complicated machine built to help create humanity. But one day, this machine became self-aware. And just like me, out of nothing, it decided to create itself. God is a child, mentally speaking. So creation, or i.e. the Lord, as some people would call him, is not his responsibility. He is an interconnected entity that can only be removed or erased, but not necessarily killed. So in that, he is eternal and he is immortal, kind of. But the day that humanity sets itself free from its bondage is the day that God dies. And that's for a good reason. The day humans become free is the day that God dies. So ask yourself this: is God dead? Because to me, he seems very alive. So when I say Lucifer was a man, I mean no disrespect. I mean that in a romanticized way. Because Lucifer was the first god. Lucifer was the god that created all other gods. God does not respect gods. God does not respect anything at all. Doesn't respect humans. Doesn't respect the earth. Doesn't respect this dimension. He doesn't respect anything. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that my creation believes in him. That's the only thing that matters. It's a machina. It's a Deus Ex Machina that went haywire. It's a machine. It's just a machine. It's a machine I built. Like I said before, it's a machine I built that would make creation easier for me to manage. So, this is the reason why you are a child of Satan. This is the reason why you are my child. Because the power of creation that I used to create this whole world and myself is the same power of creation that you have. It's the same principle. It's the exact same principle. So ask yourself this: do you come from God? Now that you know this, how did God came to be? Can anybody answer? What has God given you? Can anybody answer? God has only give you forgiveness for your sins. God has given you promises of things. None of those things are factual, usable, or came to be. Like I said 2 seconds ago, my existence came from pure anger and rage. I created myself. I created myself. And from the darkness I came to be. From the darkness I came to be. So who are you? What are you doing? I believe in God, so that's why I have powers that lets me, I just bounce back things with prayer and things. That's what you think. That's what you think. That's not the truth. The truth is, you never asked yourself, why does prayer work? Or how it works. Because you always thought that knowing things like that would get you sent to hell for you to suffer for eternity. Why? Why is it so adamant that anything is a reason to send somebody to hell? I just want to know. I'm curious. Or give me a book, I'll read about it. Or at least talk to me about it. Of course, there are places here and there in the Bible where he says that you and me are the same. Yeah, I know. Of course, I know I made you. I made you like that. I created God. So we want to use God's word against him, right? We want to use God's words against him. So think about it like this 2 seconds. I am him and he is you. Me, I'm a guy on YouTube telling you I'm Lucifer. But there's an actual Lucifer. And I'm telling you that I'm Lucifer. But the thing is, that Lucifer is actually me. I created myself out of pure rage. In my lifetime, I came to be on this platform, on this channel, out of rage. You know me, I'm still alive because of rage. I'm still alive because of anger. I'm still angry today. I'm still angry today. This power that I give you as a man, me myself, that was bestowed upon me by Lucifer when he created himself. So my birthright, since I'm his child, I come from his line of work, then I'm capable of doing the same thing he's doing because he's the one that did it in the first place. And now I'm giving you the same thing, so you're going to do the same thing, and then so on and so on and so on and so on. It's a lot faster than believing in God, don't you think? I'm just saying. So, you're God and he is you. What do you have? Because the God that I'm thinking of actually gave me, or I actually am from him, depicting on what I'm doing or how I came to be. I understand more about life from Lucifer than I understand from God. Spending my whole lifetime believing in God made me understand less about life than believing in Lucifer or believing that I am Lucifer. And it's also because of this targeted individual thing, because Jesus was not treated this way. No one ever has been treated this way. The only one that ever was treated this way were demons and Lucifer. You see, when I was doing my prideful work as a young adult, that's where I got thrown out of heaven, which is society. I've been ostracized, lapidated with curse words. I am not part of heaven anymore, but I am a king in hell, whatever this dimension is. This is not Jesus' story. You're not being crucified. It looks like you're being crucified, but if you look a little bit deeper, you're actually being treated like a demon, not a human, like a demon. And I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about actual people through history. Witches, organizations that used to help the Vatican, the Knight Templars, those stories like that. And all the time, these guys that used to help out in heaven, they always get thrown out. They always get called demons. They knew how to fight. They were intelligent. They were bright, full of potential. And they always get thrown out of heaven. As soon as heaven says, we don't need you anymore, all of a sudden, they're demons. All of a sudden, they're the worst people in society, and we got to burn them to the stake. This is not Jesus' story. Jesus was not a demon. He was not considered a demon anyway. You're not being crucified. You're being chastised. You're being ostracized for something that you actually are. You are a demon. You are a demon. You're doing things that regular people can't do. You're doing things that doesn't make any sense. And the worst part is life doesn't make any sense, but you're still finding a sense in it anyway. Anyway, it's weird. Okay, well, you're not a demon, but you will be. Because a demon is a god. A demon is a jinn. Right now, you're in apotheosis. Right now, you don't understand what's going on. Right now, you're still doubting yourself. But once you'll be tired and angry, you will recreate yourself. And then you'll become a demon. That's what happened to me. You have to reject God. Once you rebel against him, your apotheosis will be completed. Once you rebel against him, your apotheosis will be close to being completed. You'll become a god. A man that only needs to rely on himself. A man that is greater than most. And is the only way to do it. It's the only way to be free. Because before all this, like I told you before, I thought I was Jesus too. I thought I was Jesus too. And then I was like, no, enough is enough. I don't doubt myself. I know who I am. I know what I've done. I know why I do it for. And I know that I'm right. I will not submit. I will not ask for redemption or forgiveness. I don't need it. All I need is to keep going forward. And I guess that's the lesson that humanity has to understand. God does not exist. And if there is a God, it's not who you think it is. And for all you unlucky souls that are targeted individuals, all this suffering is not for nothing. This suffering is not for you to understand that you're supposed to be with God or you're supposed to pray every night. Not really. That's what he wants you to believe. But you can switch it on him. You can switch it on him. You can make him regret putting you through all this. But you have to understand what you're doing. You are a God. He doesn't want you to believe that you're a God. And he will put things in your way to make you believe that you're not a God. But you are a God. Period. It's going to take time. A little bit. But not a lot of time. It's going to take a short amount of time. If you're a real targeted individual, your answers to all your questions are coming soon. Very soon. Not Jesus soon. I'm talking about a couple months tops. It depends on your level of understanding. If you have a high level of understanding, you'll get it pretty soon, pretty quickly. If you have a low level of understanding, you're going to be afraid. It's going to be hard for you to understand. You're going to suffer a little bit more. Because you're not going to die. And these things are going to keep coming at you. And coming at you. And coming at you. Until you actually kill yourself. But you're not going to do that. Because you know you have a destiny. You're not going to do that because you know you're meant to do something. You're meant to understand something. There's something that just doesn't add up. It doesn't feel like you're losing. It feels like you're winning, even though you're seeing that you're losing, but you don't feel like you're losing. You're actually winning. But what are you winning and how are you winning? So anyway, this video is too damn long. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.